We're going to look at a few more modifiers now. So to start with, we'll use the boolean modifier a few more times. Duplicate the start cube, scale it down, apply the boolean modifier with the small cube as target with union, apply the and then scale the second cube a bit more so it's a different shape, but apply it twice more to make a strange model constructed from 4 cubes intersecting each other. And finally, after the last one, the working modelling cube over to the side. Now, with this new shape, we're going to try adding a few more modifiers. The first one to look at is the subdivision, or the subdivision surface. And this allows you to add subdivide by different levels. And if we add a second modifier as a bevel, we see that applying the bevel modifier after the subdivision has no noticeable effect, but applying it before the subdivision has a dramatic effect, and that's a significant thing to watch out for with modifiers. The order that they're applied is very important. To apply a mirror modifier, we're going to move 4 of the vertices so they lie on the x-axis, and we've done that in this case by going to edit mode, selecting the 4 vertices, and in the sidebar changing the transform properties. In this case it's in the y direction to 0. Switch to face mode, select the face that is going to lie on the plane of symmetry and delete it. Only the delete, and then choose only faces. Finally, we go back to object mode and add a mirror modifier. And in this case, because of the way we've orientated things, we have to change the axis to the y-axis. The default is to do everything reflecting on the x-axis, as you'll see in later chapters. And with the mirror modifier, we also have the subdivision, and it doesn't really matter which one, whether the mirror or subdivision happen first. That's one of the few cases where the difference doesn't matter so much. We've also set the shading to smooth. The next modifier to look at after we've applied the 2 modifiers, the subdivision and the mirror, we're going to look at a few more modifiers. The first one we're going to look at is decimate. So we switch to the wireframe view so we can actually see the edges. And you see, as we decimate, we can decimate to quite a low proportion, and we still get the overall shape, but something strange happens with all the faces becoming triangular and distorted. So instead of decimating, we can try remeshing, which does a similar thing. We can reduce the number of faces, but it keeps quadrilateral faces, which produces less distortion, but you see the profile is quite jagged. And then we try the build modifier, and for the build modifier we need to run the animation in the timeline at the bottom. It can either be done in a random order or it can be done sequentially. Possibly more interesting to see it done randomly. And in the book you see the effect of using the solidify modifier at the same time as the build modifier, and using the auto smooth to keep sharp looking edges for the blocks as the build modifier runs.